Imagine going 1 month without a shower. No soap, no shampoo, no toothpaste, no deodorant, nothing. Sounds disgusting, right? Now imagine doing that for your entire life. Because for most of human history, none of those things existed. Ancient humans didn't have bathrooms. They didn't have toothbrushes. They didn't have body wash. Yet somehow they survived for thousands of years. Which creates a strange question. How did ancient humans stay clean? Or were they just filthy all the time? Most people imagine cavemen covered in dirt, greasy hair, bad teeth, terrible smell. Basically walking disasters. But here's the problem. Being dirty is dangerous. Really dangerous. If dirt gets into a wound, it can cause infections. Parasites can spread diseases. Rotting food attracts insects. A dirty group is often an unhealthy group. So ancient humans couldn't simply ignore cleanliness. Their survival depended on it. And that brings us to the first mystery. If there was no soap, what did they use? The answer is surprisingly simple. Water. Lots of it. Think about it. Ancient humans spent much of their lives near rivers, lakes, and streams. Not just because they needed water to drink, but because water is one of nature's best cleaners. If you've ever gotten mud on your hands, you already know this. Water removes a lot by itself, and many ancient people likely washed regularly whenever clean water was available. But here's where things get interesting. Water wasn't always enough. Grease, animal fat, blood. Those are much harder to remove. So ancient humans discovered something clever. They used nature's cleaning products. Some groups rubbed ash on their skin. Others used sand. Certain plants produce natural cleaning chemicals. Imagine inventing soap without knowing what soap is. That's basically what happened. Humans experimented, and over time, they discovered which materials worked. But keeping skin clean was only part of the problem. What about teeth? This is where things get strange. Because ancient humans didn't have toothbrushes, no toothpaste, no mouthwash, nothing. Yet when scientists study ancient skulls, they often find something surprising. Many ancient people had fewer cavities than modern humans. How is that possible? The answer isn't better hygiene, it's food. Think about what damages teeth today. Candy, soft drinks, processed sugar. Ancient humans didn't have any of that. Their diet was completely different, and without constant sugar attacking their teeth, many dental problems became less common. Of course, that doesn't mean ancient teeth were perfect. Far from it. But the situation wasn't as bad as most people imagine. And then there's another problem nobody likes to think about. Parasites. Lice, fleas, ticks. Tiny creatures that love humans. And unfortunately, ancient humans had to deal with them constantly. Imagine living without insect repellent, without anti-lice shampoo, without modern medicine. Sounds awful. So what did they do? One solution was surprisingly simple. They helped each other. Imagine sitting beside a family member while they check your hair for lice. It sounds strange today, but for ancient humans, it was normal. Removing parasites wasn't just hygiene, it was survival. And here's something even more interesting. Scientists think grooming may have strengthened social bonds. In other words, staying clean wasn't only about health. It may have helped groups stay connected. But perhaps the biggest myth of all is that ancient humans didn't care about appearance. Evidence suggests many people did. They decorated themselves, used pigments, wore ornaments, styled hair, created jewelry. Think about that. If people were willing to spend time decorating themselves, they probably weren't completely ignoring cleanliness. Because appearance has mattered to humans for a very long time. Which brings us to a surprising conclusion. Ancient humans weren't clean by modern standards. They didn't smell like fresh shampoo. They didn't have sparkling white teeth. They didn't have daily hot showers. But they also weren't the filthy cavemen we often imagine. Instead, they used the tools available to them. Water, plants, ash, sand, knowledge passed down through generations. And somehow it worked. Not perfectly, but well enough to help humans survive across deserts, forests, mountains, and ice ages. And the strangest part? Many of our modern hygiene habits are really just improved versions of ancient solutions. Soap helps us do what water and ash once did. Toothpaste helps protect what ancient diets naturally protected. Shampoos solve problems humans have been dealing with for thousands of years. So the next time you step into a warm shower, remember this. For most of human history, staying clean was a challenge. And long before supermarkets and pharmacies existed, ancient humans were already finding clever ways to solve it. Because surviving the ancient world wasn't just about hunting animals or escaping predators. Sometimes it was about something much simpler, finding a way to stay clean. And that may be far more important than most people realize. If you enjoyed this journey into the everyday life of ancient humans, subscribe for more fascinating mysteries from humanity's distant past.